everybody, and welcome to our Integrated RTI Management webinar today. My name is Ruth Arezi, and I'm here with my colleague Tabitha.
Hello, everyone.
And today we're going to talk about our RTI Management feature of our RightPath Student Success System. If you have any questions during the presentation, please send a chat message in the chat panel. We'll answer those questions at the end during the Q&A session. The RTI Management feature is part of the RightPath Student Success System. We want to start by giving you a brief overview of the RightPath platform and the modules that make up the platform. We like to say how RightPath will help you navigate to student success. So you can see we have our compass here and the specific modules that will help you reach that success. Let's start by talking about our instructional planning module. This module encompasses our sister product, PlanBook Plus, and this will allow your teachers to plan and organize their daily and weekly plans while also allowing them to monitor the coverage of standards within the course. The next module in the compass is the Learning Resources and Programs. We have many districts who will utilize the online resources built into the platform to supplement their classroom instruction. These resources and lessons are also used in a variety of educational programs, such as credit recovery, learning recovery, and summer school. Next, we have the Professional Performance module. This is an integrated platform allowing you to conduct and report on teacher observations, as well as create end-of-year evaluations, heady sheets, and extracts for state reporting. Lastly, we come to our Data-Informed Instruction module. This is the piece that includes our RTI Management feature that we are going to be discussing today. The Data-Informed Instruction module includes assessment offerings such as benchmarks that are provided by Right Reason Technologies, the ability to join assessment bank consortia, and also our national partner Inspect from KDS. You'll have the option to create your own assessments and also administer, manage, and score those assessments as well. And all of those assessments tie into our RTI Management piece. The RTI Management feature, as part of our Data-Informed Instruction module, encompasses 4 main areas that we're going to discuss in today's webinar: the Student Performance Profile and Longitudinal Achievement, District-Wide Tier Management, Tracking Interventions, Management, and Reporting, as well as parent notifications. And this brings us to our first question of the presentation. Where do you store your assessment data? Do you store it in the RightPath system, your student management system, individual assessment vendors, perhaps maybe in Excel or on paper? So if you could just answer that into our chat window, and then that will help us drive to our next feature, which is going to be a look at the student performance profiles and the longitudinal achievement that Tabitha will go over.
What you are looking at is a group of student performance profiles for the current school year. You will be using these student performance profiles to enroll, track, and manage your RTI process. I've already populated the screen with preset filters, which can be changed by using the drop-downs on the left-hand side of the screen. Under Exams, you have the option to hide or view exams by clicking in the box and marking off the exams you would like to see. You can see we have Regents and AIMSweb hidden. There is the flexibility of adding your own third-party exams to make this more personalized for your school or district. This view can be filtered by the school year to view previous school year's data. It can also be filtered by the building and grade level, the teacher level, the class level, and the student level. The system also gives you the option to create student groups by marking off specific students and clicking the Create Group from Selected button. For example, if we go down to the drop-down here, under Student Group, you can see we've already created a Tier 2 Grade 3 group. Once you have set your filtering options, you can drill down further to sort by RTI category and IEP status. If we look at the right side of the screen, the columns that contain up and down arrows can be clicked to view the data scores from least to greatest or greatest to least. If we scroll over to the right, you can see we have all of our third-party assessments as well as our RTI tier levels. The colors on the screen will appear when cut scores are determined by you as the district or by the state. If you need to export this data to Excel, you can click on the Export to Excel button, which will give you an Excel file that you can download onto your computer. To begin looking at an individual student, click on a student name to look at their student performance profile. Here's where you'll be able to reference the student's past data from previous school years. So you can see here we have 2012 all the way through 2016 previous school year data. To edit their data, click on the school year, and this will bring you to the RTI Edit screen, which Ruth will go over.
So as Tabitha said, this is the RTI Edit screen. This is where you're going to be able to view an individual student's data for a particular year that you had selected. You can also use the drop down here to view previous year's data. On here, you will see the same information that you saw on the previous screen with all of your exams and information filtered. You'll be able to add RTI tiers if there are no tiers listed, and you can also edit tiers here as well. So just using the simple drop down for the category that is needed, you'll drop down and select the tier that the student has been enrolled in. You'll see here the 4 different categories of reading, writing, math, and behavior. So a student may be in a tier 1 for reading, but in a tier 2 for math. You can also provide individual comments as far as enrollment to that tier. As we scroll down, you'll see a section for IST files. This is where you'll be able to upload files pertaining to that particular student from your IST team meetings. And then the last section on the RTI Edit screen is going to be the individual interventions. So right now there's none listed, but if I click this Add button here, you'll be able to add an intervention for that student. Simply select the category, select the intervention type. If you don't see yours listed here, you can individually type that in as well. You'll set start dates and end dates for the interventions, and then you'll want to note the frequency. So how often are you meeting with the student, and in what is the time frame? So I'm going to meet with this student 2 times a week. And then you can indicate the minutes. So for 30 minutes twice a week. You can put specific comments relating to this intervention, as well as any files pertaining to this as well. And then when you click Save, you'll see that that gets populated down below. And you'll be able to track your interventions as they may change throughout the year. So if you are now going to be doing a push-in for that student instead of after-school tutoring, you'd actually add an additional one and say you're now doing a push-in for a particular time frame as well. And once all of your students are enrolled in the tiers that they need and interventions may be set, then you can start to set your parent notifications and printing your RTI letters. Now we're back on our student performance profile where we're going to manage our RTI letters. So you're going to click the button Manage RTI Letters, and you'll see templates that have been set up. And you can set up as many templates as you'd like. So what we did was set up ELA Tier 1, 2, 3 and Math Tier 1, 2, 3. You might want to have different letters for each of the different tiers but with different information. So let's look at one of our templates. When you come into the template, you'll notice that we've already populated some of the information in here. And here's individual fields that you'll be able to add to the letter, similar to mail merge type fields. So your names of your students, what building they're in, their grade, and more specifically, the tier and category that they've been enrolled in. From the template screen, you'll be able to print those letters. So clicking on our print icon, you'll see some individual options. You'll be able to print your letters by building. We've already set our templates by tier, so we're only going to print our tier 1s, and we're only going to print our reading. One more important option that you'll see on our print screen is this checkbox that will only print changed tiers. As you reevaluate your students throughout the year, their tier may go up or down. So when you come in to print again, you can check that box to only print letters to the students that have changed tiers during that time frame. You'll also be able to output this as PDF or HTML. And this brings us to our next poll question. How are you tracking your RTI interventions, process, and notes? For example, are you using Excel, Word, Google Documents, paper pencil, or maybe you're perhaps using RightPath or another RTI system? If you could share that with us in our chat, we would love to hear about how you track your interventions. RightPath doesn't only allow you to manage your tiers, it also provides you with instructional reports and learning resources for teachers to assign to students. And Tabitha is going to show us those reports and resources.
One report that RightPath offers is an individual learning plan. These reports can be available for any assessments that have question-level data. If your assessments aren't mapped to question-level standards, we have many pre-built assessments and an assessment creator for you to use in order to get this data. Based on these reports, you can assign learning resources. Here is an example of an RTI lesson at the elementary level. And here is an example of a lesson at the secondary level. As your teachers assign these intervention lessons, they will be tracked in the intervention section of the student performance profile. In addition to the RTI Management webinar, we offer additional webinars on the RightPath system. Here are our upcoming topics. You can find our webinars and event schedule by visiting our website, rightreasontech.com. If you are interested in charting a path to student success using the RightPath system, please contact our sales representative, Doc Watson, whose information is on the bottom of the screen. If you have any questions at this time, feel free to chat them into the chat window. And we would like to thank you for joining us today for our integrated RTI Management webinar.